Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Ryder, on page 59 of your report, you note that the historical cost was proving to be poor measurement approach in inflationary markets. Is it fair to say that the impaired accounting and fair value accounting is a poor measurement in bubble markets? As briefly as possible, please.
Yes, sir. In terms of fair value accounting related to bank portfolios, we didn't find that fair value accounting was a...
Yeah, just kind of, do you think, my question, can you just kind of answer my question? I agree with you or I don't agree with you?
Well, I'm sorry, if you could repeat it, sir. I have a little bit of a hearing problem.
Is it fair to say that the impairment accounting and fair value accounting is a poor measurement in bubble markets?
Of public markets?
In bubble, B-U-B-B-L-E markets.
Well, I don't think you can apply fair value accounting to bank lending. It doesn't apply.
Very good. Thank you. Question for each of you, just a yes or no, if you would, just real briefly. Do you think it is possible through overregulation to bankrupt or make insolvent lending institutions? We'll start with Mr. Brown.
That's not been the experience of the study.
Is that a yes?
I think that would be a no.
A no. So it's impossible to overregulate a business out of business. Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Please speak up. I can't hear you up here.
The question was, is it possible to overregulate a business out of business?
Yeah. That's a tough question. I understand that. Especially for, people that work with the government. No insult intended, but so you don't know whether it's possible to overregulate anybody out of business or not. Okay, Mr. Edwards, how about you?
Is it theoretically possible? I would concede it's theoretically possible. In my experience, have I seen that? No, I have not.
Okay. Ms. Reimer?
I would agree with Mr. Edwards. I think theoretically, certainly it's possible.
Okay.
I agree as well. Theoretically, it is possible. It's possible to overregulate a business.
Do you think it would be possible if regulators put 55% of a bank's loans on non-accrual? Let's start at Mr. Brown.
If they put 55% of loans on non-accrual
Wrongfully.
wrongfully,
Yeah.
then what the question is? Sorry.
Do you think they could put a bank out of business like that?
It's possible a bank could go out of business if it had 55% of loans on non-accrual.
Okay, but last time you said it wasn't possible to overregulate them out of business, but you think if they did that, it would be possible?
If they had 55% of loans on non-accrual, it's possible they could.
Okay.
I don't think regulators could inappropriately put loans on non-accrual.
I can't. You're going to have to speak into the microphone, please.
I don't think that a regulator could inappropriately place a loan on non-accrual, so I don't believe that that would cause an institution to inappropriately go out of business. I think that if loans need to be on non-accrual, they should be on non-accrual, and the accounting guidance is fairly clear. It is clear that loan institutions have had large volumes of non-performing
You said no.
loans.
That's good. Mr. Edwards?
Yeah, I've got to agree with Ms. Eberly that it's hard for me to understand a circumstance where the regulators would
Okay, that's good. Mr. Reimer?
Well, first of all, it's the bank's responsibility initially to make the non-accrual judgments. It's not the regulator's responsibility.
All right. So is that a yes or no?
If
Just yes or no. Just really simple.
I would, from the work that we did, I did not.
Never mind. Thank you. Yes, sir. At the end.
Non-performing loans would be a significant driver of bank failures, and that's what we found in our report. But the classification issue, I'll pass on that.
Yeah. For Mrs. Eberly's benefit, I know of an instance where regulators took a first mortgage with on a hotel, actually, about a 30% loan-to-value ratio, about 7 years mature, never been a day late. And the regulators said, we don't think in this market they should be able to make the payment. They've never been 1 second late in the history of the loan, a well-secured loan. Some people think that might be entirely appropriate to put that on non-accrual. And some people, trying to use a little bit of common sense, think it would be highly inappropriate. Mr. Reimer, let's see, this is Mr. Evans. From your research, do you believe impairment accounting as applied in the examination process, fuels the various spiral of negative balance sheet pressures, leading to more failures and write-downs.
So our study did cite some issues
Okay,
related to
if
impairment
that
accounting.
was a no, that's good enough,
But it
because
was-
I got a lot I'd like to cover, and I'm running out of time.
Wasn't necessarily a regulatory issue.
I'm out of time.
You're out of
Thank
time.
you, Madam
Sorry.
Chairman. I'd sure love a lightning round if we had 2 minutes left.
Thank you.